Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. One of the politicians whom Kenyans would never believe is a mole is GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA. There are accusations coming from the opposition faction that GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA is a mole. Now there's a statement that was delivered by MUTURI, who confirmed the same.
No mudhuri hau Shiana, what a message mwere ne kairetu is a lady. It's a lady. Now, you know, I would not want to give the name because many Kenyans think she is very straight. She is very straight, and she has a background in journalism. She has a background in journalism. Message yake turaga mudu.
Again, after GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA showed up at the burial of Kimani Ichungwa's father, there was also another debate that came up that GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA is a mole. So these are the reasons why GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA has been forced to react. Now I want to take you to the reaction from GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA, and this is what she said. I went to condole with the Ichungwas, but I didn't join in the funeral since I had a family funeral in Limuru, Murengeti today. Ichungwa's sisters are my supporters and friends, and nothing can change this. His mother is my friend too, and I sat next to her all through the service. Those creating lies and propagandas can sell the lies and get rich. So that was the response that GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA delivered, reacting to the people who are already blaming her for being a mole. So the big question to you, ladies and gentlemen, do you think the fact that GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA surfaced at the burial of Kimani Ichungwa's father confirms that she's a mole? Now, ever since last week, I mean, let's say Saturday, there's been accusations from the United Opposition faction that there are elements who pretend they dislike Ruto, but they are Ruto's project, who are out there to divide votes. That's why, if I may give you a recap of our previous video, the one we talked about concerning Ndindi Nyoro's new party. Ndindi Nyoro is one of those people who has been accused of being Ruto's project, but behind this of being Ruto's project and then pretending to be disliking Ruto. Kumbe at the end of the day, what he wants is to separate the votes. You know, this accusation on GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA is going to hurt the Kenya Moja movement, because GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA is part of Kenya Moja movement. If GATHONI WAMUCHOMBA was seen there and people are already talking about her being a mole, and then Senator Sifuna was also spotted with ODM, and you know, so all this can confirm, I mean, if actually the narrative being created is true, that can confirm that these are people who are only fixated in dividing the opposition vote so that Ruto apite katikati yao. Is that the case, ladies and gentlemen? So in this analysis, I'd like us to break down this growing accusation on WAMUCHOMBA. But first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, kindly allow me to appreciate you for the support you've been giving this channel ever since we started. If you wish to support us, just like this video and subscribe to our channel. And thank you so much once again. Very few people would actually believe that WAMUCHOMBA ni mole.
Muuaji, mporaji, ambaye aheshimiwa mama, ambaye alishindwa na kutengeneza hospitali yetu, ameshindwa na kumaliza barabara hii tusimamie, ameshindwa na kuleta mitungi ya maziwa, alitudanganya atamaliza soko, alitudanganya atamaliza hospitali ya Githongori. Githongori Githongori one top. Sasa wale ambao walikuwa wanasema ati nemo ide ado wa Githongori nitwendegerio guoya nitogoraga itoge. You
know, for instance, if I may take you back to last year, or rather last year but one, and there was this finance bill, and WAMUCHOMBA is one of the few politicians in Kenya Kwanza who did not like the finance bill, and that forced some people within the Kenya Kwanza to want to replace her with the opponent whom she beat. You see? And back then, the only person who stood up with the people was WAMUCHOMBA. I am not trying to dispute the fact that there can be a possibility of John Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA playing the mole card. You know, that can happen in politics, just like I maintained in the case of Ndindi Nyoro. She can be a mole who is also out there to just collect data. Remember, with Ndindi Nyoro's card, it is a bit different because Ndindi Nyoro has not pronounced whether he is in Kenya Kwanza, he is in Kenya Moja, or the United Opposition Alliance. But Ndindi Nyoro, according to the debate or narrative being created, is that he wants to have his own vehicle. And that is what RIGATHI is doubting. How can you have a vehicle that is only going to divide Mount Kenya further? Why can't we just join DCP and let us build this one vehicle? So that was the debate from RIGATHI Gachagua. With the case of WAMUCHOMBA, WAMUCHOMBA has already pronounced her stand that she is part of the Kenya Moja movement. So if Kenya Moja movement, again, some people are talking about her being a mole. So what does that mean? It simply means that even the Kenya Moja movement, labda siyo ya ukweli, labda ni ile ambayo inagawanya tena kura tena zaidi. What I can confirm authoritatively, ladies and gentlemen, is that this narrative being created, we don't know who is creating it, but whoever is responsible for, bankrolling this narrative of a mole is successfully killing Kenya Moja movement. I suspect this could be coming from the United Opposition because based on people who have been reacting on WAMUCHOMBA's statement, I can comfortably confirm that the narrative being created is bankrolled by forces within the United Opposition. And that was also confirmed by a statement that was shared by or delivered by Justin MUTURI, who is a principal within the United Opposition Alliance. So the United Opposition Alliance is the one creating this narrative of WAMUCHOMBA being a mole and many other stories behind it. You know, they are the ones who came up with the Ndindi Nyoro being a project of Ruto. Now Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA being a mole, that's another one. So it's not clear, is Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA being a mole spying on Ruto's faction or spying on the opposition? You see, that is one thing that needs to be said clear. People are confirming that she's a mole. But again, if you look at the response from her, she was quick to respond, by the way. Sometimes, if you're quick to respond, people judge you. I think the biggest reason why people have judged WAMUCHOMBA that easily is because she was quick to respond. So the biggest reason why people have discussed about this matter extensively is because she quickly responded after noticing that people were attacking her. She could have played Kibaki's card of assuming things. You know, Kibaki's days back then, when you attack him, he could just assume things. In fact, he didn't respond. Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA could have used people below her to respond, but not her. But the fact that she quickly reacted, tayari hiyo imeonyesha watu kwamba kuna kitu ndani yake. So ladies and gentlemen, just go below in the comment section and tell us what do you think about this narrative that Gathoni WAMUCHOMBA is a mole. Maybe she's a mole after all. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.
Thank you once again for choosing YOLENO TV as your favorite political channel.